Hey folks, I finally did it. Let's face it, I'm not gonna get to the monster probably till spring. I want to have motivation to get everything going for summer again. So I don't plan on driving a whole lot during the winter anyway, so rather than wait until fixing the front steering, I decided to come up on the trail and followed through to the pond, which is actually smaller than I thought. It looked a little bit bigger on the map, but I made it up here, and on the way up here I saw this little trail that come down into the spot here, and decided to come down here because I couldn't talk at the pond. It's a little too windy, so I decided to come down here where it's more sheltered, and I was right. So you can hear the wind. Just looking at this sign here. That's where I come in right there. Raven's nest. Is there a raven up there? So, nice little quiet spot. Somebody's had a fire here. I guess it's probably a tent campsite. I'm not sure how much farther the trail goes. I'm not going to drive down there. It's pretty grown in. And I'll probably end up turning around and coming back anyways. I already had a stick stuck in the front wheel. I was going to wait till I got down here to pull it out, but the scraping noise was driving me insane. So I wasn't sure if I was going to come up here today. I didn't actually plan on it until... Just zoomed in again. Nope. I guess I'm just holding it closer. I wasn't actually planning on it until I was getting ready to leave today, and I decided, yeah, I'm going to do that today. Just because it's not super crazy. It's like 14 degrees, which is not, overly warm, but as you can see, I'm wearing my jacket. But it's pleasant. The sun's out. It's a little breezy. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to come up here today because we had a super wind yesterday, and I was kind of worried that there might be trees or big tree branches down on the trail, which there was not, so I got lucky that way. But wind died down overnight. It was actually pretty nice, and then it kind of picked up again today, but nothing like it was yesterday. It was crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if there were power outages out there somewhere. So, nothing for us though. Almost a nice view. A lot of tree branches hanging down in the way and big bushes in the way, but almost a nice view. If there was more of a pathway here, that's pretty steep. I'd end up falling trying to go down there. If I could get down to the river, I would. There's another path here I was looking at, but it doesn't look really all that much better. It's pretty rocky, and then you get into that thick brush, which would be a real pain trying to get through. But the fact that this trail here is here tells me at some point people were going down there, probably before it got all grown in. So I did see another spot just down here that looked like it went sort of kind of towards the trail, or towards the river, but I'm not going to go down it because it's not as open as this one. I gotta sit here. Oh, grass seed all over my seat here. So the guy on the gator told me that he had another path. The direction in the last video I showed him, the direction he was facing, if you go to the end of the trail, just to the left of the bench there's an opening in the trees, and that apparently his trail continues through there. I'm not going to go through there because there's a lot of tree branches hanging down, and I don't want to cause an issue for my cameras up there getting caught on the tree branches or something and breaking. And I don't know just how open that is, because he said he wants to see if it's still there, which tells me he hasn't been down there for a while either. So, but I got up there, and there's a bus parked up there, so somebody's making use of their campground, or trailer park. So apparently it is in use. And I got to the pond. There's a little bit of garbage there. There's a 2-liter water bottle floating on the on end, and a deflated kids water float thing. But other than that, it's clean. The water itself looks pretty clean, but it's, like I said, it's not very big, but you know, I would like that because that means it would heat up fast, right? It'd be nice and warm in the summer. Is he still here? So as I'm coming up to the opening there, it looks like he's got a fire truck, an old fire truck up at the barn, which is kind of cool. I wonder if he uses that for the campground just in case. It looks like a ladder truck. And then people who are camping up there come down there with their dogs, which you saw. So I would have pet them, but I wasn't sure. I asked her after they'd already left. I asked them if it was okay if I stuck my hand down to pet them, if they're going to bite and shit. No, it's not a problem. So somebody's up there. They're still making use of the camp. So it'll probably go till October or November. I think that's whenever campgrounds normally shut down. So I'm guessing this trail is for them to walk down to the Gory Trail, give them access to it, give them somewhere to go, because there's not a spectacular view out here or anything. There is the river here, but like I said, there's trees blocking the view. Even sitting at the pond, you're looking at this big embankment that's got the field up on the hill. And I look the other way, and behind me it's all trees. You can't see the river from there either. So it's not a spectacular view, but it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's sheltered, sheltered from the wind. So it's actually kind of a nice spot. I like it. And I don't have to worry, other than, the campers come back and the dogs hear me barking, the dogs hear me talking and start barking, then chances are I'm not going to get interrupted here. I don't have to talk to anybody. I can sit here peacefully which is why I came up here last year, if you remember me talking about that. Because when I come out on my tours, it's my me time. That's my time away from everything. And even if I get a text, I won't stop and look, unless I'm expecting something, expecting to hear from somebody. Otherwise, I won't look until I stop, take my break, and then I'll check it out. But this is my private time, my time away from the world, just peace. Sit and enjoy nature, nice and peaceful, by myself. So, I don't have anything else to talk about, except for one thing. I don't want to make another part of this video when I get home, so I decided to bring this with me. I'll often forget to talk about this. Ow! That ratchet wrench that I broke. One of my YouTube followers replaced it for me. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Which was kind of nice. Nice surprise. Totally not expected. So now I have the cheap one that I bring with me. That's always in my emergency pack. And I've got my good one at home. Still. It's really hard to do with one hand. I don't know if I'm aiming the camera right, but there we go. I'm trying to do that buckle with one hand. But, I do have the occasion where, I need a second one at home. So rather than taking the one out of here, and it is much appreciated. So I'm going to put the camera away, sit here, and enjoy some more peace. I finished taking my break. Well, I haven't actually taken a break yet, because as soon as I stopped, I pulled the camera out. And then continue on. So this is actually, I guess I can talk about this now. This is actually part of a video I wanted to do. I talked about this before. I wanted to fix the steering before I did anything. There's 3 places that I was planning on going that haven't been yet. This was one of them, and there's going to be 2 more. I was going to do all 3 in the same day, same video. It's not going to happen now. Because if you remember, I said I know exactly what that video is going to be called, but that's not going to happen now. I don't know. I haven't worked out the exact title. It's going to be something like I finally did this today, and then I did this, and I even did that. 3 completely new things that you hadn't seen yet. But that's not going to happen. At least not this year anyways. Maybe next year. So I was told the one place I was going to go, the farthest one, I have to go to town to do that one, which is why I don't want to do that with the steering the way it is, because I'll be driving on the shoulder and the monster's going to be all over the place. But I was told it's under construction right now. They're kind of doing work on a trail. So I don't want to go all the way out there and find out I can't get in the trail. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm watching a bungee jumping caterpillar. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. The caterpillar just kind of hanging from a thread. It's kind of bouncing around here. I don't know if you can see it. Riding the wind. This is... Let me get my watch out. This is September 6th. At least 2 more weeks of the cool weather. And then we're supposed to get hot again, which is fine by me. So we'll see what happens there. And maybe at that time, I'll do the out-of-town one. But we'll see. It's not real far. It's only a couple concessions straight out on the highway. But We'll see if I have any. I'm doing so much right now outside the house. I'm doing, my neighbor's moving, and he's burning a lot of stuff. So I've been spending a lot of time with him at the fire there, and that's taken a lot of my time. I don't mind it. You know, he likes my company and that, so I don't want to deprive him of that. Considering, you know, he's only going to be here till the end of the month. But it's wearing me out because I'm not getting anything else done. I'm not even getting everything done in the computer that I need to do. But, no. But it's temporary. And there's more campers walking by. And they're coming from the campground, so there must be more than one camper up there right now. So, I don't have a whole lot of energy to do anything right now. So chances are, you know, I'm not going to get to fixing it. I want to get that done. I know I keep saying that, but no, it's just frustrating that I don't have the energy. What else can I say, right? So I guess that's it for this video. I might show, you know, more of my trip after I leave here, but unless something happens or unless something else comes up, then probably won't talk anymore like this in this video. So I'm going to shut down now and just sit here and take me a break and just enjoy the peace.